This episode should have began with a "I bet you're wondering how I ended up in this predicament" monologue. Ooh, editing dropped the ball. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, #MovieBae. I am MovieBae, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a review over Deb's House episode 4 entitled Industry Reveals. And boy, was some stuff revealed in this episode. But before we get to it though, I would like for y'all to drop down and hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Because here on MovieBae, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television. And if that is the type of content you like, I was about to say competition. You might as well stick around and hit the subscribe button. And if you find yourself enjoying my commentary along the way, don't be afraid to give me a thumbs up and or drop a comment down below. Wow, y'all, words are hard. Anyways, before I actually get into this review, y'all might notice that something is missing. Like if you're a return reviewer, you might notice that like my video clips are missing. Well, that's because I went in on WEtv's production and they caught themselves copyrighting my videos. So I can no longer make money off of them old videos that have the clips in it. So you know what? Even though them clips was literally like 2 seconds long, but you know what? That's okay. We're just gonna stick to the screenshots like I usually do. And we're gonna get this coin as I give y'all this tea. Anyways, before we get ahead of ourselves with the drama, let's start with the actual challenge for the episode. So the girls' mentor calls and lets them know that they're going to be attending an exclusive industry dinner party for the night. So the girls get the glam, they get the hair, the makeup, they get to put on real clothes and get out of them sweaty, dingy sweatsuits, okay? And then they got to go cook and clean. Now, whose idea was this? Whose bright idea was it to get the glam squad first, get dressed, and then go cook and clean and sweat and try not to waste food on your clothes? Anyways, I digress. So as the girls are cooking and cleaning, we find out a little bit more information about the girlies. Big Dang won prom queen because they said that, you know, decorating the house reminded them of prom. And congratulations, Dang. I ran, but I didn't win. I ran, but I didn't win. And then we find out about Rocky. Rocky just... my heart goes out for Rocky because that girl has been through a lot. She said she didn't even get to go to prom. She was locked up at what she say 15, I think she said. And then the judge made her finish high school while she was in juvie, I suppose, because he figured that was the only way she was going to finish school. So, okay, hold on, Miss Deb. Miss Deb got the legs out. Deb with the legs out. Okay, so Miss Deb invites some of her little industry friends not little, my bad, that was disrespectful. Some of her industry friends, and they are lined up dodgeball style opposite side of the girls. And the girls are, the industry people introduce themselves, and then the girls ask some questions like, how long have you been in the business? What inspires you? And Deb gets offended or is upset by their line of questioning. And my thing is, well, first off, who organized this challenge? Because I feel like prior to the challenge, they should have had like a crash course of what might be asked of them, what is okay for them to ask, because a lot of these girls aren't in the industry. They've never been to an industry party. They never talked to industry executives and record executives and things like that. So having them do that prior to the party, that would have been smart. And then I don't even like this dodgeball style of questioning anyways. This is supposed to be a mixer. Introduce the people and then say, okay, go off, fly and be merry. Like, what? And another thing, no, but for real. And one more thing, I feel like it's not wrong that the girls ask questions because Ms. Deb said, think of it like an interview. Well, when you go on an interview, you are supposed to also ask questions about the job, about the interviewer, about the company, because it's not only, am I a good fit for this job? Is this job a good fit for me? Now, since Miss Deb is upset that the girls didn't know what to automatically do, she goes ahead and starts the mixer. I want to know, why is Honeybee out here serving food? So Miss D pulls, Miss D, well, that's fine. That's who she gonna be today. Pulls Honeybee aside and she lets her know, like, I need you to sell yourself. And she was upset that Honeybee didn't even mention the fact that she was Mexican. And in my head, I'm thinking, who cares? We'll get back to that in a moment. Okay, y'all, here comes the comedy. Here comes the comedy. Okay, all the girls start freestyling at the party, right? And y'all know Electra can't rap. So Electra decides that she's gonna go upstairs, change her clothes. And not only change her clothes, y'all, she changed her clothes to a graphic tee, some booty shorts, some knee-high socks, and some fuzzy boots. And Camille is sitting on the bed like, okay girl, I see you. Messy boots, Camille. Electra then goes downstairs and puts on one of her songs and said, I'm about to sing and dance. I can't freestyle, but I'm about to perform for y'all. And the girl don't even start singing. The girl starts lip syncing to a when I tell you I got secondhand embarrassment, that whole scene was so cringe. Oh my gosh, I wish I could put the clip, but y'all just gonna have to watch the show yourselves. Miss Deb is so embarrassed. She ends the whole party. She said, oh, y'all go upstairs. Party over. Electra girl, you shut the party down. Not in the way I'm sure you thought you were. Now the judges, quote unquote, for this challenge are sitting around talking about how they really enjoyed the girls freestyling. And Cortez Ellis here says, we are no longer in the era of a talented rapper. Give me a star and I'll give them the song. He is Team Electra. And I just thought that is so sad. But you know what? There is somebody for everybody. And this is no shade to Electra or any of the artists. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The industry will love industry puppets. They want to create what they think the industry is missing. So those are the type of people that Cortez Ellis is interested in employing. So if you don't have no talent, but you have stage presence, make sure you go apply to Mr. Cortez Ellis's record label. While the girls are upstairs talking about the challenge and who they think is going to go home, Electra is kind of like, telling the group that she has kissed Miss Deb's butt before and Miss Deb knows her and this challenge was meant for her to fail because Miss Deb knows she can't freestyle, and everybody's looking like, huh? And Honey Bee is silent, and they say that that's foreign for Honey Bee. She usually always has something to say. So the girls get called down and Miss Deb lets them know that nobody is going to go home tonight. There will be no elimination. And when I tell y'all Electra's face lit up, her face lit up. But this makes the girls suspicious. So in the middle of the night, the cast became divided over Electra not being eliminated and asked to speak to producers. I'm not going to recap this part because it's too much to recap, but I am going to summarize. So long story short, Electra lets out the secret that she was told not to tell. And this secret is that Electra and Honey Bee have been living with Miss Deb for some time now. So essentially, Miss Deb is already a part of their management team or their management team in general. And when production started showing all the little tidbits about like Miss Deb knowing Electra about the shoes and I don't like dishes in my house and in my rooms and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And then this is the part that really, she pulled both Honey Bee and Electra aside during the challenge last night and gave them a little pep talk. Don't forget to mention this. Don't forget to mention that. We've already talked about this, and sent them girls on their way. That's probably why that was her biggest disappointment, because she done pulled them to aside for a pep talk and they still didn't do what she told them to do. So now Miss Deb is called. I'm pretty sure by production because Electra and Honey Bee said they didn't call her, because all the girls are threatening to leave the competition. Rightfully so, because at this point it's rigged. So when Miss Deb comes, first off, she acting all like she mad and she not in the mood today. Okay, you brought this on yourself. Anyways, she sits all the girls down and they let her know that Electra shared that herself and Honey Bee have been living with Miss Deb for the past 10 years. And here go Miss Deb. That's a lie. Honey Bee has not been living with me for 10 years. She hasn't lived with me for a while. Girl, semantics. So then Hot Chocolate let it be known that Honey Bee actually said that she might win the competition. This is when Deb gets mad and Honey Bee starts denying all allegations against her. Now, something in this argument made me really upset. And it's when Dank starts expressing herself about how Honeybee is wrong, how she hates her because I never get close to people. I got close to you and you lied and whoop-de-whoop. And Honeybee is sitting there stoic, like expressionless. And out of all people, I feel like Dank is who you could at least apologize to, show that you human. But in that moment, it honestly made me look at Honeybee differently, because that was messed up. This girl's pouring her soul out to you and you just staring at her like you could care less. So Miss Deb asked Electra and Honeybee what did they say to the girls, and Electra shares that I shared my experience with you, the good and the bad, and Honeybee says the same. And this is when Miss Deb gets upset. Oh, so living with me was bad? I done got you out of all this trouble. I done so much for you. Y'all dismissed. So Deb, the only reason you really got crunk for real is because they said that living with you ain't peaches and cream, like Honey said. I did that good. I did her voice good. Like Honeybee said. So Miss Deb dismisses both Honeybee and Electra hops up. She's ready to go. Honeybee, however, is honestly surprised that she's being dismissed. I don't know why, y'all, but Rocky and Hot Chalk walk over to Electra and Honeybee, and Rocky starts with the I wish I could beat you up. Because, she on that fighting restriction. She can't fight. And this is when Honeybee start popping it. But you won't. Head loosed in the mother. Head, neck loosed in the shoulders loose. You would have thought she was Harlem shaking in this beat. And out of nowhere, Hot Chalk says, but I will. Y'all know, don't be a menace. He don't want no problems. Boom, but I do. That was Hot Chalk. Slaps Honeybee in the face. And the episode goes off. So here are my final thoughts about the episode, y'all, and feel free to leave yours in the comment section down below. First things first, I feel like the girls are justified in their anger. Like Dank said, she really felt like somebody took a chance on her and wanted to take a chance on her, wanted to believe in her. Rock left her kids behind. Izzy is basically about to be disowned or risking being disowned by her father to follow her dreams. Like, these girls really put a lot on the line to come and participate in this competition in the hopes of winning, just to find out that Deb has two artists that she's already working with in the competition as well. Oh, movie babe, maybe she just got them in the competition, but she not gonna show them any favoritism. Wrong, because in this challenge on this episode, she pulled both of those girls aside and told them what to go out there and tell people. There's already favoritism. Secondly, I feel like the girls had misdirected anger. I don't think they should have been mad at Honeybee and Electra as much as they were. That anger needed to be on Deb. She the one who put them girls in this competition. My next point is Deb only dismissed Honeybee and Electra because they said that working with her wasn't easy and that they were yelled at a lot. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And Lord forbid Deb be painted in a bad light. That's the only reason why she dismissed them girls. My final point is I feel like Hot Chalk slapped Honeybee for a dumb reason. Hot Chalk said she did it in defense of Deb because Honeybee wasn't sturdy and she couldn't keep Deb's secrets. Like, girl, what? Everybody mad that they in the competition and you mad because they couldn't keep their mouth shut? That don't make no sense. I feel like Honeybee was getting crunk and you wanted to be the one to extinguish that fire. Now, I have a question for y'all. I want to know, why were the girls so mad at Honeybee as opposed to Electra? I feel like the only thing I could come up with is Honeybee said that she told the girls that she didn't know Deb, so it makes her look like a liar. But Electra never admitted that she worked with Deb either. Omission is the same thing as lying, if you ask me. And Electra is the one who essentially started all of this mess. So Hot Chalk, you should have slapped Electra out of anybody if we going off your reasoning. But what are y'all's thoughts, comments, opinions? Please leave them down in the comment section below. Be sure y'all give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. I don't know if they're gonna be back next week because I didn't get a next week on Miss Deb's house. I didn't get that at the end of my episode. So if they come back next week, I'll be back next week. And with that being said, thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.